Hey everybody, Eddie J on Crypto here. Hope you're having a great day. There's a lot to cover today. So we've got NFTs, North Korea, Russia, Shiba Inu. Wow. Um, the Bitcoin family. Don't know if you've heard about them, but it's an actually pretty interesting story. We also have Arizona in the news trying to make moves. Um, Google, of course, and then we have a look at how cryptocurrencies are being reviewed around the world. So let's get started. Um, let's get started with NFTs. There are a lot of people out there that are saying NFTs is just a passing fad and blah blah blah. Then I take a step back and I want to ask them, do you know what an NFT is? Do you know what a smart contract is? Do you think any forwardly about the technology? Well, you can use an NFT to, let's say, replace a QR code, to prove that you are an owner, to prove that you have membership someplace. I said yesterday there are two restaurants, two very high scaled, one's a restaurant, one's a club, high society club, and they're both going to require you to have NFTs in order to enter the premises. You're also going to have to pay using crypto. So there are things that can be done with NFTs that further the use cases, the number of use cases that are there. So I think people that are, drumming on about, NFTs, it's just a passing fad, I think they have a lot of research to do. Um, as a matter of fact, you have a very well known computer scientist and VC investor, Paul Graham, and his tweet said, even if I were the most current, if even if I were sure that the most current uses of NFTs were bogus, I'd never dare to say that all possible uses were. That's somebody who actually understands computer technology and what things can and should be done, things like that. So when you look at the use cases for NFTs, there are so many things that you can do. So many things. Passing files back and forth so that only one person can view them, or giving access to a specific area on a site that only that person can use. It's traceable, it's trackable. So those are a lot of things that you should be paying attention to in terms of the technology. Don't just look at it as, oh, people are just trying to save artwork. That's cute. It really is cute. But that's how you're going to get the masses involved and get them used to using NFTs. The same way it took everybody forever and a day to get used to using QR codes. Except with NFTs, there's far much more that you can do. So that's something I wanted to talk about with regard to NFTs. So do a little bit of research. If you have questions, drop a question, subscribe, hit the like button, get notifications so that you know when I'm going to drop a video. And if you have questions, just drop it down there and we'll actually go off, try to do the research, and come back and start answering questions for you guys. So this was actually a question about NFTs that somebody had asked me, so I figured I'd put it out there. Something else that's troubling is North Korea is still out there hacking different crypto exchanges. As a matter of fact, they're using the stolen crypto money to power their missile program. So I'm just wondering how long that's going to be allowed to continue, because that's a nation state that's actually attacking different companies for, nefarious reasons, clearly. So that's something that's going to have to be looked at. And I don't know when, but I'm hoping that, the world wakes up and does something about it. So that's a big deal. Russia is poised to invade Ukraine. And, for a few weeks now, people have been kind of going back and forth. But I think those numbers are kind of baked in on the stock market side. And I think people are already prepared on the other side with regard to cryptocurrencies. I really do think there are going to be strong ramifications should Russia actually invade Ukraine, both human casualty as well as economic for Russia. So that's going to be a big deal. I also think one of the biggest losers could be Germany, because they have an almost dire dependency on Russia for Russia's energy. So that's something to think about. Shiba Inu, wow, just off to the races. We'll look at the numbers in a minute, but I said, they've got a few things going on, and those few things are hitting this year. So they're about to launch their layer two. They're in testing right now. that's going to be a very big deal because that's going to bring down the congestion rate because it is based on ERC20, which is Ethereum's gas network. So they'll be able to move a lot of their transactions over to that layer two, saving, bringing down congestion and also bringing down the fees. So I think that's going to be something that's going to make Shiba Inu actually explodes. I think that's going to be a big deal. And when you compare Shiba Inu, whichever one you want to say, when you compare that to meme coins, well, the meme coins aren't doing anything like that, which makes it that I believe Shiba Inu is going to be the winning coin in that space, especially when you start talking about microtransactions. And if their layer two really works out, you're talking about something that can actually handle far more than just microtransactions. So that's something to think about. But I think Shiba Inu still has a long way to go in terms of price. So that's something to think about. Something that made me smile when I was reading about it, the Bitcoin family. Okay. So back in 2016, this husband and wife team decided they were going to sell everything. They were going to sell everything and put it all into Bitcoin. And they did that. Obviously, they made money. And as a part of their journey, they said, well, we're not going to buy any goods or services from any kind of vendor, person, whatever, that didn't accept crypto. So they changed their lifestyle, did a lot of bartering, a lot of bargaining, all that kind of stuff to actually make it work. And they made it work. And guess what? They finally settled down on a place to live and they decided that Portugal is probably the best place to live for them. They think that it's a great tax haven for cryptocurrency holding people. So that's actually a big deal, and I thought that was very interesting. And again, each one of these examples is how cryptocurrencies are being leveraged in everyday life. So I just want that goes back to, Bitcoin's going to die and Bitcoin this and cryptocurrency that and bad, 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 bad. And it's here to stay. It really is here to stay. And I think that, the longer it takes for people to actually embrace it, the harder it is going to be for them to actually earn from it as opposed to just leveraging it because that's how people want to get paid or pay them. So just thinking about that. Something that Arizona is doing, what they want to introduce or they have introduced in a bill, I think it's SCR 1013, introduced by, what's her name? I'm trying to find it in my notes. Um, it's a state senator, Wendy Rogers, introduced a bill that says she really wants to see cryptocurrencies as legal tender in Arizona, as well as um, stop them from being hit with property taxes. So I think that's going to be a very big deal. Whether or not that's going to work out, it goes against the Constitution that no state will use anything other than gold and silver coin for something like that. You can't just create your own legal tender. Um, but I think that could be something that could be looked at because that the wording of the bill can be changed or altered to better align to the Constitution, but the grand idea to use cryptocurrency in their space because they want to make Arizona a crypto friendly state. That could be big. That could be a boon for Arizona should something like that work out. Um, we're looking at Google now. I said last week that of course Google is going to get involved with the metaverse. Of course Google is going to get involved with Web3. Well, they finally came out and said, listen, yeah, we are exploring different Web3 technologies, right? The strategies that we want to leverage, as well as we're also looking at a bunch of blockchain services that we might be able to offer. As you know, Amazon is already offering blockchain services via their AWS. So that's something to think about. Again, it's not just the cryptocurrency space, but it's also the pin plays around the cryptocurrency space that we should be looking at. Um, on another note, looking at how cryptocurrencies are being addressed around the world, Nigeria, and this is crazy, Nigeria says that, even with their ban implemented by the Nigeria Central Bank, the ban on crypto technologies, 15%. 15% is how much peer to peer crypto trading has risen in that country. So I told you before, the more you squeeze, the less control you're actually going to have of crypto within your nation state. So perhaps it's not my country, but perhaps some of these countries that are looking at, really hard, taking a really hard line at cryptocurrencies should really rethink how they're doing it, because the people are just going to find ways of making it happen and making it work. So, sooner or later, it's going to come to a point where, the harder you fight, the more time it's going to take, the more it's going to cost you. Versus if we can regulate on a fair basis, we can be in better aligned with our people and better in control of the situation. I think people are really having an issue with, it's highly possible that some fiat is going to go away. Look at El Salvador. Their fiat, they want to use Bitcoin because their fiat failed. So, or, for all intents and purposes, it's failed. So introducing another 1,500, Bitcoin ATMs around the country is kind of a big deal and a huge nod toward crypto. So there are things that can happen. So just wanted to go with that. One final note. You know what I find interesting is the new bidding war for Peloton. Now, this is totally outside of crypto, crypto stuff, but not really, right? Because, Peloton's built a whole community around their workout equipment. Now, imagine if they can bring that community into the metaverse. Wouldn't that be interesting? I think that would be interesting, which is why you have the likes of Amazon, Nike, Google, Apple. Everybody's looking at Peloton as a possible purchase, both for defensive reasons and for offensive reasons. But I think that Peloton, you have a team that's ready to actually build community, that's already built a community that if you were to introduce new places, imagine Nike taking over Peloton and bringing that Peloton community into their metaverse that they're trying to build out. What? So just saying. So, as I look at things just in the normal world and, where you can touch things, I'm also reviewing things about how, new technologies might be able to enhance the experience of those people leveraging, those particular products and services. Anyway, just some thoughts. Let's get to the numbers. Let's see what we've got going on here. So winners are clearly stomping losers, right? Because I mean, all the way up here, you know, starting from here, your users, you're going here when you get to zero, right? I mean, so I'm still looking over at the losers to see, is there anything over here that could be on sale, right? Do I see something, that stands out to me as something that I'd be interested in, in getting my hands on, since it's low now or took a hit now? Because earlier, Gala, who's been popping up, who's been moving up, was down I think 5%. So if I could have gotten in on Gala being down 5%, I could have made some money, because obviously they were off this list, and you have the bulk of the people just breaking even over here. What's that number? It's 19 out of the 25 loser side is at zero. They haven't moved at all. They're just breaking even on the day. So I would have made some money off of Gala, because clearly Gala's up. But when you're looking at the winners, again, I'm not looking at Safe Moon. I don't know what the heck they do, and I don't even feel like doing the research. I looked at them quickly one time, and it was like one place where I could buy it or something like that. But so I don't care about them. But when you look at Shib's up 44%. Yeah, 44%. So you look at Shib, you look at the rest of these puppies, and you go, wow. Even XRP, yeah, Ripple up 17.5%. So you're looking at things that are really, really moving as things start to take off. And here's what's really funny. It's not just the market finally released the albatross from around crypto's neck, but it's also that you have a lot of news coming out about a lot of these projects that are positive. Like Shiba Inu didn't just, jump up out of nowhere. It's because they're doing their layer two. They still have more things in the works that are going to increase their usefulness down the road. One of the things that they're going to be doing is burning more Shiba Inu coin. And what that'll do is that'll increase the value of the coin that's left. So that's another upward pop that you'll be expecting in a little while. So there are things that a lot of these projects are doing to move forward and move on. So there's going to be a big push forward. I mean, we could drop down. I mean, I'm not totally in the bull and on the bull side. I'm still a little bearish because it's been like what, a day or two. This is the second day of an upward run. So I'm just looking at, what's going on. All right. Let's take a look at the, fear and greed index. Yesterday, I think it was at 40 or 43, and now we're at 45 today. So we're moving in the right direction. But remember what I told you. We started hitting highs at about those times, and look at how we're doing now. Same thing over here. Same thing. So you hit seriously high fear, and then everything just started turning around. And as everything started turning around, prices started soaring. The last time this happened, we hit a high of, I think, 69,000 for Bitcoin. So I would be paying attention right now. I really would be paying attention right now. Let's take a look at cryptocurrencies just in general. In general, you can see that everybody's in the green. If you go actually to the numbers, yeah, most everybody's in the green. You have Ethereum up almost 5%. You have Bitcoin up over almost 5.5%. So all your big boys that you're looking at, or big girls that you're looking at, are up. XRP is up over 17%. Wow. I think it's because a lot of people think that they got a small win with against the government over the past few days, but I'm still not touching Ripple. I mean, I have a little bit of Ripple, not touching Ripple until that whole thing with the SEC is done and dusted. Because they do have a fast network, but I'm not trying to hear it. The only thing I don't like about Ripple is they want you to, for every account that you have to have 20 Ripple in it. You have to maintain 20 Ripple. So if you wanted to, drain that account and just sell off, I'm done with Ripple, difficult to get rid of that last 20. So, just think about that as you might be considering, trading with Ripple. So that's where we are today. We've got a lot of good news. We've got things that are going on the upside. There are still sales that can happen. And remember, we're nowhere near Bitcoin's highs. So if you look at that, things are still on sale. So don't look at it. If you're thinking about getting into crypto, do your research. As I always say, do your research. Okay, do your research. Don't work with people that are asking you, oh, give me your Bitcoin or give me your money and I'll invest it in Bitcoin for you. No. Not unless they're licensed. I had a whole look at my video from yesterday. I had a whole video discussion about it. No, actually, it was more like a rant. Sorry. But yeah, do your own research. Pay attention to what's going on in the market, and you can still get in because things are still low. Remember, a few weeks ago, Ethereum was at 4,500. Bitcoin was at 69,000. So you still have an opportunity to get into a lot of these projects still on the lower end. So good luck, and I hope to hear from you tomorrow. Don't forget, do me a favor, hit the likes, subscribe, and get notifications so that you know when I'm dropping a new video. This is Eddie J on Crypto. Bye-bye.